Missing child Michael Joseph Vaughan aka Monkey. It's been 608 days since Michael was last seen. 608 days. 608 days 1.6657 years 1 year, 7 months, 4 weeks, 1 day, 22 hours, 6 minutes, and 40 seconds. 608 days 19.9738 months 19 months, 4 weeks, 1 day, 15 hours, 26 minutes, and 40 seconds. 608 days 86.8571 weeks 86 weeks and 6 days. 608 days 14,592 hours 14,592 hours. 608 days 875,520 minutes 875,520 minutes. 608 days 52,531,200 seconds 525312000 seconds. Michael Joseph Vaughan aka Monkey. Missing since July 27, 2021. Missing from Fruitland. ID DOB June 24, 2016. Age now 6. Sex male. Race white. Hair color blonde. Eye color blue. Height 3'7". Weight 50 lbs. Michael was last seen on July 27, 2021. He was last known to be wearing a light blue t-shirt with the Minecraft logo on it, dark blue boxer briefs and sandals. 1-800-843-5678 Fruitland Police Department, Idaho, 1-208-642-6006.
What was that? Oh my goodness! Don't buy up and chalk.
It's chalk! I found a chalk Batman!
Love what I'm doing. I'm grateful. Oh yes, able. Oh yes, I'm stable. Oh yes, no label. Oh yes, you know me. I have only a past. I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. Yeah.
What did you just say?
Feed me
Or else what?
or else I'll eat myself off a building.
Okay, you know you can't fly, right?
Yeah, but I have a glider.
You have a glider.
Yeah, in storage right in the garage somewhere.
You have a glider.
Yes.
How old are you turning tomorrow? How old are you going to be tomorrow? Hurry, we're running out of time.
July 27, 2021 disappearance. The day Michael disappeared, Neil said, he didn't want her to go to work, which is something that sticks with her. Michael had been in the family's living room playing a game on his Nintendo the day he vanished. Neil said at 6:40 p.m. Michael's father, Tyler Vaughan, went to check on Buggy in her bedroom and order a pizza for 15 to 20 minutes. When he came back, Michael was gone. Neil said her husband frantically called her at work to tell her he couldn't find Michael. Neil sped home, she said, where she was met with police cars and neighbors standing outside their houses. It was all just a big blur, Neil said. She sped back and forth down the neighborhood streets, asking if people had seen Michael while Tyler spoke to law enforcement. I'm just screaming that he didn't wander off. There's no way in hell, Neil said. Update July 28, 2021 search continues for missing and endangered 5-year-old in Fruitland, Idaho. Michael Vaughan was last seen near SW 9th Street and S Arizona Ave in Fruitland on Tuesday evening. Crews and neighbors were out all day looking for the boy. Michael Vaughan was last seen near SW 9th Street and S Arizona Avenue in Fruitland around 6:30 p.m. Tuesday. The Fruitland Police Department said Michael is considered missing and endangered. Michael is about 3 feet, 7 inches tall and weighs 50 pounds. He has blonde hair and blue eyes. He answers to the nickname Monkey. Michael was wearing a light blue shirt with a Minecraft picture on it, dark blue boxer briefs and sandals. Idaho Mountain Rescue brought in highly trained and rescue personnel to assist in the search. Crews from multiple agencies searched the area near Michael's home by ground and air by drone and helicopter. They also went door to door, talking with neighbors. Right next to the boy's home is a field where crews spent much of the day searching for him. Neighbors say they learned about his disappearance about an hour after he was reported missing. They say Michael is a happy kid who lives with his parents and grandfather. July 29, 2021 community searches for Fruitland boy still missing after 2 days. Around 100 people were back out Thursday searching for Michael Vaughan. It was a big community effort. The family said they are thankful for all the support. July 30, 2021 update. Search for missing Fruitland boy stretches into day 4. Local, national resources join search. Fruitland Police is the lead agency involved in this case and have been assisted by several neighboring agencies, including Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue Unit, IMSARA, the Idaho Army National Guard and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, NCMEC. IMSARA was able to use K9 teams, search teams, trackers, drone resources, and bicycle teams. There have been 23 IMSARA members who have responded to the call-out so far. July 31, 2021 press conference. We just want our monkey home. Fruitland Police Chief outlines extensive efforts to locate missing 5-year-old. We're committed to finding Michael, and we're not going to leave any stone unturned, Huff said. With the help of several local agencies and the FBI, Fruitland PD continues to extensively search for Michael. Huff said a methodical search has been conducted in and around the area Michael was last seen, including 2 irrigation runoff ditches that were drained by the Fruitland Public Works Department. August 6, 2021 Bring Michael Home. Community lends support to missing Fruitland boy's family. The words, "Bring Michael Home," are plastered on flyers, signs, and social media posts around the Treasure Valley. 5-year-old Michael Vaughan, who also goes by Monkey, has been missing since July 27 and search efforts around the city of Fruitland and nearby have not slowed down. People around the area said they won't slow down until they know where he is. August 10, 2021 search continues for missing Fruitland boy after 2 weeks. Officials also announced that there is a new email for tips, which is findmichael@fruitland.org. There are many miles of waterways in the Fruitland area and searching them is a momentous task. Residents may see search crews along the banks of canals and rivers this week and at any given time as we work to leave no stone unturned in our search for Michael, Fruitland Police said in a statement. August 13, 2021 After 2.5 weeks, crews remain dedicated to finding missing Fruitland boy. Fruitland Police gave an update on the search in a Facebook post on Friday. As we head into the weekend, and as people gather to enjoy time together, please take a moment to be grateful for the family and friends around you, Fruitland PD wrote. We have one family among us who is missing a very important member, and our search for 5-year-old Michael Joseph Vaughan remains ongoing. August 17, 2021. After 3 weeks, searchers continue to look for missing Fruitland boy. Fruitland police said on Monday that investigators from local, state and federal law enforcement agencies have looked into many of the roughly 290 tips sent in. Tuesday marks 3 weeks since 5-year-old Michael Vaughan was last seen outside of his home in Fruitland. In the latest update from officials, the Fruitland Police Department, Idaho State Police and the Federal Bureau of Investigation are continuing to search for Little Monkey. In a Facebook post, the Fruitland Police Department said on Monday investigators from local, state and federal law enforcement agencies have looked into many of the roughly 290 tips that have been sent in by citizens. August 18, 2021. Family of missing Fruitland boy thankful for ongoing search efforts and community support. All of these people are doing this out of the kindness of their heart, Jennifer Cox told KTVB. It just shows you that if this continues, the community is what's going to bring Monkey home. Cox is a close friend to the family and said she has been acting as a sounding board and support system for Michael's parents, Tyler Vaughan and Brandy Neal. Much like the community, she has been trying to do whatever she can to make their lives just a little easier. All I have in my power is to spread Michael's picture and be a good friend, Cox said. Cox described Michael as a curious and friendly boy. She said he wandered off onto the front yard to go over to a neighbor's house when he went missing. It's any parent's worst nightmare, one that is just continuing on. They're incredibly brave, they're being incredibly strong, Cox said. They're very supportive of each other and they're doing the best they can. Aug 19th 2021. FBI, Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team helps search for missing Fruitland boy. Resources from the Federal Bureau of Investigation were deployed within hours of 5-year-old Michael Vaughan's disappearance from his Fruitland neighborhood, according to federal officials. Sandra Barker with the FBI said in a statement that the Bureau has been helping the Fruitland Police Department since Michael Vaughan went missing more than 3 weeks ago. Aug 21th 2021. Benefit for missing Fruitland boy raises $8,500 for family. The Treasure Valley Long Riders organized a benefit Saturday called the Bring Monkey Home Poker Ride. All the donations will go towards Michael's family. As the search for missing 5-year-old Michael Vaughan continues, the outpour of support for his family does as well. It's all about the family and pulling together as a community. It's not just one community, it's the whole Treasure Valley, said Cheryl Farley, the donation coordinator for the Bring Monkey Home Poker Ride. August 24, 2021. Family of missing Fruitland boy speaks out. Our family is broken right now. On Tuesday, the family of Michael Vaughan spoke out for the first time in a statement released by the Fruitland Police Department. The family said in a statement that they're thankful to everyone who has helped search for their missing boy. However, Michael's disappearance has been devastating. Our family is broken right now. Monkey's sisters are missing their partner in crime, and his brother won't play Minecraft until Michael comes home. Monkey, your mommy and daddy miss you more than anything in this world. We need you home to be whole, the family wrote. According to the Fruitland Police Department, more than 330 tips have been submitted to authorities, including one from more than 2,100 miles away that was cleared. Our hearts are with Michael's family. None of us have walked in their shoes. We only know this is a most difficult time, yet they continue to be cooperative and understanding, the department wrote. Fruitland Police added that searches through land, water, and air are still ongoing but will be more targeted as needed. To our residents of Fruitland and Payette County, we thank you for your support throughout this past month. You continue to answer your door or phone when investigators call with more questions to clarify details, and there will definitely be more questions that need to be answered, police wrote. Sept 2, 2021. $10,000 reward offered to find missing Fruitland boy. Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff says he hopes the reward will motivate somebody to come forward with information about Michael Vaughan. 06:2921, Fruitland, Idaho. A $10,000 reward is now being offered for the safe return of the missing 5-year-old Fruitland boy. Michael Vaughan has been missing since July 27. The search between investigators and community members is still very active. Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff says the reward was donated by an anonymous person who just wants to see Michael back home with family. This is a pretty special deal there because we haven't had that. This is a significant event for us and we're hoping that having that available might motivate somebody to come forward with some information, Huff said. Sept 14, 2021 Police. More than 400 tips called in on missing Fruitland boy. Tuesday marks 7 weeks since the official search began for 5-year-old Michael Joseph Vaughan, and police in his hometown of Fruitland say they've received at least 401 tips. Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, Idaho State Police and the FBI have joined Fruitland Police in searching for Vaughan and investigating tips related to his disappearance. Sept 17, 2021 $26,000 reward offered for finding missing 5-year-old Fruitland boy. In early September, the initial reward offered for finding Michael was $10,000. On Friday, the Fruitland Police Department announced that the reward for finding 5-year-old Michael Vaughan, a Fruitland boy who has been missing for nearly 2 months, has doubled. Officials said in a Facebook post that Michael Vaughan's family recently received a large donation meant to help them through this difficult time. The family put that money and other funds towards the city's reward fund, which now sits at $26,000. Sept 18, 2021 Fruitland community continues to come together amid search for missing 5-year-old. Community fundraisers hope to continue to support the family of Michael Vaughan as police work tirelessly to bring the young boy home. Support for the missing 5-year-old Fruitland boy and his family continues more than 50 days after his disappearance. This is home to a lot of people. When one of their neighbors or one of their members of the community needs something, they're willing to jump out and help, said Robin Kusma, the owner of Double Diamond Steakhouse and Saloon in New Plymouth. October 8, 2021 Fruitland Police say new tip could be very helpful in search for Michael Vaughan. The reward for Michael's safe return has also increased to $40,000. Friday marks 72 days since 5-year-old Michael Vaughan was last seen outside his neighborhood in Fruitland. Police continue to investigate every detail of the case and reportedly have a new lead that may bring them closer to bringing the missing boy home. The new lead was brought to police by a witness who had vehicle information that police believe could prove to be very helpful with the timeline, according to the Fruitland Police Department. October 30, 2021 community efforts to locate missing Fruitland boy continue. Michael Vaughan of Fruitland was reported missing 3 months ago. The community of Fruitland continues to work together to locate the missing 5-year-old boy, Michael Vaughan. Michael was reported missing on July 27, 2021. For the past 3 months, Fruitland police, state law enforcement officials and the community have tirelessly searched for him. Community members plan to host a paint day to create more posters and billboards with Michael's picture to spread the word about his disappearance. November 18, 2021 The search for Michael Vaughan. 115 days later, no sign of missing Fruitland boy. Fruitland's police chief said Thursday that several once promising tips just don't go anywhere. 5-year-old Michael has been missing since July 27. It's been nearly 4 months since 5-year-old Michael Joseph Vaughan disappeared from his family's neighborhood in Fruitland, where police say the search for the boy remains their top priority. Thursday afternoon, Michael's mother, Brandy Neal, joined Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff for a media briefing. Neal made a statement on behalf of the family. Please keep Michael's face, his name, and his story in every one of your hearts, your eyes and your minds. It has been 115 days, 115 days, he has not been home. We need every one of you, I need you, I need your help to bring my baby home, Neal said. I need you to know how much Michael is loved. I need you to know how much he is missed. Our family is broken without him. December 3, 2021 I would like to see this case get more national attention. National agencies continue to aid in search of Michael Vaughan. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children Fruitland. Since 5-year-old Michael Vaughan went missing on July 27. IMEC has been following Michael's case out of Fruitland since he went missing on July 27. In the early stages of the search, Mek told KTVB they had Team Adam deployed on the ground to help provide technical assistance and national resources in search efforts. In 2020, Mek was able to resolve more than 27,349 missing person cases. More than 1,100 of those were abductions. In a news conference on November 19, Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Hoff said investigators have not ruled anything out, and a lack of success with the search increases the possibility that Michael was abducted. December 5, 2021 Michael Vaughan's mother pleads don't let his case go cold. Fruitland Police, the FBI, and other investigating agencies have combed through thousands of acres and found nothing relating to Michael. It's been more than 4 months since 5-year-old Michael Vaughan went missing in Fruitland on July 27 and his mother is adamant she does not want his case to go cold, she wants him home. Brandy Neal, Michael's mother, sat on her couch in her home in Fruitland on Thursday, where she played with her 2-year-old daughter Buggy's hair. A blanket with Michael's face printed on it rested on the couch beside her. Neal, surrounded by pictures of Michael and her family, stressed her son's face should not fade from the public eye. I don't feel like he is getting the attention he deserves. Neal told the Idaho Press. I don't want his case to go cold. I want him home. I want every single person in this world to see his beautiful face and know exactly where he belongs. Michael Vaughan is an energetic, young, blonde-haired, blue-eyed boy who enjoys camping, monster trucks, cars, playing in the dirt, and especially loves his little sister, Buggy, Brandy Neal said. She added that after Michael went missing from the family's neighborhood she could barely watch the construction nearby, as it made her ache for Michael, who they nicknamed Monkey. They had been doing road construction down Highway 33. I just sat there and watched all the trucks. He would have been over the moon, she said. December 15, 2021 Where is Michael Vaughan? Mother of missing Fruitland boy urges people to share his story. Brandy Neal, her family, and the Fruitland community have been searching for 5-year-old Michael Vaughan since July 27. It has been nearly 5 months since 5-year-old Michael Vaughan was reported missing from his family's neighborhood in Fruitland. Since the search began on July 27, law enforcement agencies have checked out hundreds of tips, conducted numerous searches and investigated several areas where he could be. Meanwhile, his family and the community around them ask for his safe return home. We always put the Christmas tree up as a family and decorate it together. It's always something we do, said Brandy Neal, Michael's mother, talking with the older kids a day before. Yesterday, we weren't going to put it up this year. Generosity is something Neal and her family have seen a lot of in the past few months. Fruitland High School students donated a Christmas tree earlier this week, decorated with ornaments, another act of kindness from a community shaken by the disappearance of the young boy. This was a blessing, Neal said as she smiled and stared at the tree, standing in her living room. A blessing, but what she is really looking for is a clue to what happened to her blue-eyed, blonde-haired son. I don't even know how to explain how you do it every day and how you keep going, but you can't give up. You have to try, Neal said. December 22, 2021 Police provide update on boy missing since July. Ask public for prayers. Investigators say they have searched a remote forested area over 20 miles from where a 5-year-old boy disappeared nearly 5 months ago. The latest update for Michael Joseph Vaughan was announced Wednesday from the Fruitland Police Department, who says a reward for the boy's safe return sits at $52,206. Vaughan vanished on July 27 from his Fruitland neighborhood. Since their investigation began, local authorities, Idaho State Police and the FBI have expanded into ground searches of a remote forested piece of land north of Weiser. The area is at least 20 miles from Michael's home and around a 25 to 30-minute drive. Authorities have not said what led them to this area but announced they have received 738 tips in connection to the case. Investigators continue to work every lead that comes in, police say. We continue to comb through the data collected since July 27 and it is a monumental task, but we remain committed and steadfast in our efforts. In November, the Associated Press reported Michael was likely abducted, according to police. Exhaustive ground searches in a 2-mile radius near the family's home since July have led to no signs of the missing boy. Dec 23, 2021. Michael Vaughan's family preparing to hold Christmas Eve vigil. Michael Vaughan's family will participate in a candlelight vigil at a local park for their missing 5-year-old on Christmas Eve. The vigil is a public, in-person community event that was created to show unity with the Vaughan family, according to the event's Facebook page. The event will be held at 7:30 p.m. on Friday at Fruitland City Park in Fruitland. Michael Vaughan went missing from his neighborhood on July 27, nearly 5 months ago. His mother, Brandy Neal, has spoken publicly about his disappearance and asked for the community's help to find her son. Neal told the Idaho Press she has continuous hope that her son, nicknamed Monkey, will come home. Tyler and myself are looking at this candle lighting as a beacon of hope to help Monkey get home, she said, referring to Michael's father, Tyler Vaughan. Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff said the department is aware of the vigil. I think it's very important to support the family, Huff said. Lana Westbrook, coordinator for the Christmas Eve vigil, said coming together on the holiday provides an outlet for community healing and directly supports Michael's family. The tragedy isn't just one event that happened on July 27, it is ongoing, and our presence shows his family we are aware of that and aren't going anywhere either, Westbrook said. We are sending a direct message to the person, who have Michael. You made a mistake. Please don't continue to make more. January 27, 2021. Search for Michael Vaughan hits 6-month mark. The ongoing search for a Fruitland boy has now eclipsed the 6-month mark. Michael Vaughan has been missing from his home since July when he vanished from a neighborhood in the city of roughly 5,300. Since he disappeared, detectives have followed more than 700 leads. A reward of more than $52,000 has been offered for his safe return, and his family says they have not given up hope. If you have any info, you are urged to call local police. March 22, 2021. Idaho House passes missing person alert bill in response to no Amber Alert in Michael Vaughan case when Senator Abby Lee, R. Fruitland, and Representative Ryan Kirby, R. New Plymouth, introduced SB 1378 in the Idaho legislature. They referenced the missing Fruitland boy who disappeared nearly 8 months ago. The House passed SB 1378 on Tuesday, which would create an all-encompassing alert called an Endangered Missing Person Alert, EMPA, to notify those in Idaho and surrounding states about a missing person. Michael Vaughan, the missing 5-year-old who disappeared from his neighborhood on July 17, 2021, did not get an Amber Alert because he did not qualify for all of its criteria, largely due to the fact it was not known if he had been abducted. March 24, 2022. Police provide update on missing Fruitland boy. The Fruitland Police Department provided an update on Michael Vaughan, the 5-year-old boy who went missing in July. Police believe they know who may be the owner of the white Honda Pilot, the vehicle that was spotted near Vaughan's home during the time he disappeared on July 27, 2021, according to a Facebook post from Fruitland Police. The day Vaughan went missing from his neighborhood, his scent was traced by K9 dogs but abruptly stopped at the end of his street. Multiple press conferences and ground searches ensued. Police said in their update that the reward for Vaughan's safe return is now up to $52,860. April 27, 2022. Bittersweet. Governor Little signs law inspired by missing Fruitland boy. It's bittersweet, Vaughan's mother, Brandy Neal, said after the event. It'll help families. In a prayer given before a small crowd at Fruitland City Park on Wednesday morning, a pastor acknowledged the day drew mixed feelings. The group was there to watch Governor Brad Little perform a ceremonial bill signing for a law to create an endangered missing person alert, the first of its kind in Idaho. On one hand, the law will give families a new tool to try to help find their loved ones. On the other hand, the inspiration for the legislation, 5-year-old Michael Vaughan, is still missing. The reward for information that leads to his safe return is now $52,870, Huff said, and will not expire. Neal said she's confident in the officers who are working to bring her son home. It's important to keep Michael's face out in front of everyone, because he's coming home, that's all there is to it, Neal said. We have an amazing law enforcement that works tirelessly, and they're not going to stop until he's home. May 31, 2022. Fruitland PD on missing boy Michael Vaughan. We haven't stopped, and we remain hopeful the search continues for Michael Vaughan, who's been missing now for more than 10 months. Fruitland Police told CBS 2 on Tuesday that officers continue to follow leads. We haven't stopped looking, and we remain hopeful, Police Chief J.D. Huff said. Vaughan, who was 5 years old when he disappeared from his Fruitland neighborhood on the evening of July 27, goes by the nickname Monkey. In April, Governor Brad Little signed a new law named after Michael that creates a new statewide missing persons alert. June 24, 2022. We love you, Monkey. Community honors missing Fruitland boy for his 6th birthday. Blue balloons were sent off into the sky in Kiwiani's Park in Payette Friday to celebrate and honor missing Fruitland boy Michael Vaughan's 6th birthday. I hope he sees them, said Brandy Neal, Michael's mother. She added blue was his favorite color and she made sure to get biodegradable balloons. Because he loved the environment. Today is about his beautiful face and his life that was brought here to us and everyone here 6 years ago, Neal said. He's beyond missed and beyond loved and we need him. We need him, said Tyler Vaughan, Michael's father. Michael was last seen around 6:30 p.m. on July 27, 2021 around SW 9th Street, in Fruitland. Nearly a year later, not many details have been released in the investigation as to what happened to him, but Michael's family continues to stay hopeful. He's coming home and we're waiting for him. We're all waiting for him, Neal said. Every single one of us are waiting for him and we're going to bring him home. Throughout the last 11 months, community members around Payette County continue to step up to help Michael's family. July 27, 2022. Missing Michael Vaughan, Idaho child's father speaks out after an entire year of searching for missing 5-year-old Michael Vaughan. There are no answers. The Fruitland, Idaho child's 2021 disappearance garnered nationwide attention and support. We haven't stopped, Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff said. Every day, we have unfinished business. And I'll tell you that every day is an anniversary of the disappearance of Michael Vaughan. Today, Michael would be 6 years old. His parents are grieving another summer without him, a summer they say should be spent playing and camping as a family. Last July, Michael was at home with his dad and baby sister while his mom was at work. Family members say he walked out to find neighborhood kids to play with. Last winter, Michael's mom, Brandy Neal, invited News Nation to their Idaho home and walked us through her son's last moments there. He would have come out of the garage, she said. The front door is pretty hard to get out of and you can hear that opening. It doesn't feel like a year. It's been an eternity, Neal said. He, Michael, is pure joy, love, excitement, much excitement, energy, lots of energy. You can't not fall in love with him. News Nation asked why Tyler Vaughan hasn't spoken much to media outlets. He replied, because I was the one at home. I feel like effing sh. He later added, because I was the responsible party. I don't like being in the public eye at all. It's because to some extent, I blame myself. For most of the afternoon, Tyler says Michael played with his monster trucks and Nintendo Switch. Around dinner time, Tyler says he ordered a pizza and went down the hall to change the baby's diaper. When he came back out, Michael wasn't there. He says he immediately searched the house, searched the backyard, the front yard, jumped in my van, called Brandy. Fruitland police confirmed the couple has cooperated with the investigation. Tyler and Brandy say they still feel like their son is alive and coming home. When asked what justice would look like in their eyes, Brandy says if Michael is returned safe, she would try for forgiveness. Tyler said he just wants his boy home and legal punishment would take care of the rest. July 27, 2022. Michael Vaughan still missing 1 year later. July 27 marks 1 year since Michael Vaughan, the now 6-year-old boy from Fruitland, went missing. The last time Michael, also known as Monkey, was seen was between 6:40 to 7 p.m. on July 27, 2021. Police are still looking for answers on what exactly happened to the child who vanished from his neighborhood last July. Multiple law enforcement agencies, including Fruitland Police, Idaho State Police and the FBI, are all looking into Michael's case. Investigators have processed over 1,000 leads on this case, reviewing and clearing each one. Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff said the investigation remains intense and strong. He says this is a criminal investigation and a majority of the investigative efforts cannot be released to the public at this time. People like to deal in absolutes. There is nothing about this case that is absolute, Huff said. So we will continue to investigate all aspects and all avenues in the case, and as I mentioned before, the family continues to be extremely cooperative and working with our investigation. August 9, 2022. Idaho's Endangered Missing Alert aims to have more leeway with missing person cases. Amber Alerts have been around for years, alerting people that a child has gone missing. But what qualifies for an Amber Alert can cause some limitations. This is like a fast-acting tool to help quickly recover a child and suspect that kidnapped the, said Tania Parmenter, Missing Person Clearinghouse manager and Amber Alert coordinator. We need to have a description of the suspect, description of a vehicle is possible, direction or travel, as well as the description of the child. That's why Governor Little signed a bill in April creating the Endangered Missing Person Alert. August 24, 2022. Fruitland Police to give update on Michael Vaughan case. The Fruitland Police Department is continuing its investigation into the boy's disappearance, and will hold a news conference Wednesday at 1 p.m. I believe that, in the midst of that, there's going to be that tip, a tidbit of information that breaks this case, and helps us bring him home, Huff said. Last month, the department announced a new partnership with a program called Homeward Bound, which places missing children's pictures on traveling trucks and semi-trailers to spread awareness of their disappearances and hopefully bring more answers to families of the missing. August 26, 2022. Missing Fruitland boy will have photos featured on semi-trailers in United States, Canada. The Fruitland Police Department is partnering with the Homeward Bound project of Washington State Patrol, who have used semi-trailers to share missing children cases since 2018. They have generated thousands of tips with this method, said Carrie Gordon, WSP Missing Persons Coordinator. Sept 21, 2022. New tips coming to Fruitland PD daily. In Michael Vaughan case just shy of 14 months ago, then 5-year-old Michael Vaughan disappeared from his home in Fruitland. He hasn't been seen since then. IdahoNews.com stays in regular contact with Fruitland Police on the case. They tell us tips come into their office daily. At this time, it's unsure if the tips are connected to the Homeward Bound program, which put his face on semi-trailers traveling across the U.S. October 14, 2022. Local gathering honors Michael with lanterns. Creech opened the evening with brief remarks about the ongoing search for Michael Monkey Vaughan, a child who has been missing from Fruitland since July 2021. We just really hope and pray for his safe return to his family, said Creech. John Baker, pastor of the West Side Assembly of God, spoke about what law enforcement and first responders means to him and his family. I come from a long line of police officers in my family, so I want to thank you guys so much for doing what you do and keeping us safe, said Baker. I just want to say that each morning when I get up, I pray for your safety, that you guys go home to your families. November 12, 2022. Fruitland Police searching home related to Michael Vaughan disappearance. The fence from the home was taken apart to allow a tractor to enter the backyard, in a home off Red Wing Street, in order to excavate the property. At the scene, Fruitland Police Chief J. D. Huff told KTVB that the couple living in the home does not own it, and at this time, police are unaware of any connection between them and the Vaughans. During the course of the investigation we received information the remains of Michael Vaughan might be found behind the house. As a result we obtained a search warrant. We have not found anything yet, but we will continue to excavate in hopes of finding his remains, Chief Huff told KTVB at the scene. November 13, 2022. Michael Vaughan search continues as crews excavate Fruitland backyard. Investigators are still digging up a backyard on Sunday near Michael Vaughan's home in Fruitland. During the course of the investigation we received information the remains of Michael Vaughan might be found behind the house. As a result we obtained a search warrant. We have not found anything yet, but we will continue to excavate in hopes of finding his remains, Chief Huff told KTVB at the scene on Saturday. He said the couple that lives in the home do not own it, and to his knowledge, have no connection to the Vaughan family. November 14, 2022. Idaho woman arrested in boy's disappearance made TikTok posts standing in front of his missing person flyer. Michael, now 6, was last seen on July 27, 2021, according to Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff, who told local reporters Monday that officers had arrested Sarah Wundra. Wundra faces a charge of failure to notify authorities of a death, court records show, but the probable cause affidavit has been temporarily sealed by the judge to protect additional leads, and police hinted that additional arrests are likely. November 15, 2022 Idaho woman charged as cops tear up her yard in search of missing 6-year-old boy. An Idaho woman whose yard has been dug up for days in the search for the body of 6-year-old Michael Vaughan has been arrested and charged with failure to report a death. A reported credible lead from inside the residence led investigators to the home of Sarah Wundra, 35, just 4 minutes from Vaughan's home. The 6-year-old vanished from the neighborhood in July 2021. Authorities have not yet confirmed the location of the child's remains, but have said they will not stop the search until they've excavated the entire backyard and dug 3 to 4 feet deep. Our investigation determined Sarah Wundra may have had knowledge of Michael's death and failed to report it, Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff said. We do not believe she is the only person that has knowledge of this, and we will be seeking out those people who could possibly be connected. November 21, 2022 Ways to help family of missing Fruitland boy. A candlelight prayer circle is set for Wednesday. Friends of Michael Vaughan's family have set up a meal train. Cards or notes of love and support are also welcome. Fruitland Police and members of several other agencies investigating the disappearance of Michael Joseph Monkey Vaughan continue excavating and searching a house and backyard for possible remains or other evidence. As of Monday, November 21, police have not revealed what, if anything, they have found. A woman living at that house has been arrested, but proceedings in her case are now on hold. November 23, 2022 Candlelight prayer to be held Wednesday night to support the search for Michael Vaughan. The Fruitland community is coming together and holding a candlelight prayer circle Wednesday night in support of the Vaughan family, who still is searching for answers after their 5-year-old son went missing over a year ago. Community members will gather at the Fruitland Community Park at 6 p.m. to pray for answers, healing and strength. Michael's coming home, his mom Brandy Neal said. We haven't given up hope, and we won't give up hope. Organizer Brooke Curtis said the prayer circle allowed people the space and time to show their support for the family. She wanted to show the world that people are better together than apart. I think putting that in a verbal sense really brings a community closer together, Curtis said. Neal said she is overwhelmed with love. The love and the support and the kindness that everyone has continuously shown Michael and our entire family this entire time, to come out in the freezing cold and show how strong we are as a community. It's amazing, Neal said. Scott Seeberger drove from Boise to the prayer circle. He said, it's important for the community to wrap their arms around this family and show them that they're loved and that they're cared about. Police arrested Sarah Wundra on a charge of failure to report a death in connection to Michael's case earlier this month. Wundra lives in the house crews dug up. Wundra's status conference was rescheduled for December 23 because a judge ruled she is mentally unfit to assist in her own defense and she needs treatment. It is going to be at least another week before we know what police found at the home they searched. Chief Huff said they plan to hold a news conference on either November 30 or December 1. December 1, 2022 We will not stop. Michael Vaughan's possible remains believed to have been buried, then moved. No stone went unturned. But Michael Vaughan is still missing. After more than a week of excavating a backyard and searching a house on 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland, Fruitland Police Department announced Thursday during a press conference that the now 6-year-old Michael Vaughan, who went missing on July 27, 2021, was not found in the backyard of a home that 2 people lived in at the time of Vaughan's disappearance. Sarah Wundra, 35, who lived in the home on July 27, 2021, has been charged with failure to report the death of Michael Vaughan and remains in the Payette County Jail. Her husband, 30-year-old Stacy Wundra, is currently in custody in the Washington County Jail on unrelated charges. However, FPD Chief J.D. Huff said they believe Vaughan's body was buried in the Wundra's backyard and then moved to another location sometime later. All human remain canine dogs used in the search alerted in the yard, Huff said during the press conference. Ground-penetrating radar also detected anomalies in the yard. The FPD chief later specified they found additional evidence in the home that is being processed, but could not speak to what it was. Huff also announced the identities of 2 more people thought to have first-hand knowledge in the abduction of Vaughan Brandon Shurtleff, 30, believed to be somewhere in North Dakota, and Adrian Lucien, 32, believed to be somewhere in Toledo, Ohio, floating between there and California. Both Shurtleff and Lucien were staying with the Wondras at the time of Michael's disappearance, Huff said. The window of time for cooperation is coming to a close, he said. According to court records, Shurtleff has a warrant for his arrest in Canyon County. The warrant is not extraditable, Huff told KTVB, meaning officers cannot send Shurtleff back from North Dakota on that specific warrant, even with 4 people believed to be involved in some way. Huff said there still are more people out there with knowledge of what happened to Vaughan and where his remains could be. He said more charges are forthcoming. The tip that led investigators to the yard came from one of the 4 people who lived in the home at the time, Huff said, but he will not say who, just that it was extremely credible. The tip led to a warrant, which later led to Sarah Wondra's arrest. Police began searching the home late on November 11th. I understand what police have said. It's not correct, Sarah Wondra told the judge during her arraignment. Wondra was later found mentally incompetent to proceed and was issued to be committed. Even with the remains of Vaughan still missing, Huff said that it is his belief Sarah Wondra will remain in custody. Neither of the Wondras have any relation to the Vaughan family, police said, even though their house is just a 2-minute drive away from where Michael Vaughan was last seen. A search was also conducted in Kuna, Huff said, but he could not specify who the home belonged to. Investigators will be using ground-penetrating radar on Friday to look for any anomalies in the neighbor's yard. Huff told KTVB after the press conference that the remains dogs did not alert on the yard, but they will not leave any stone unturned. The neighbors are being cooperative, he said. When we finally reach the conclusion of this investigation, and I can assure you that we will, all of those who have knowledge of Michael's disappearance and have failed to report it or hindered our investigation will be pursued, Huff said. There is a moment in time to do the right thing and bring your information forward and cooperate. The Fruitland team, along with their investigative help of Idaho State Police, the FBI, and Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, are committed to finding Vaughan, Huff said. We will not stop until we uncover the truth in its entirety. Friends of the Vaughan family have established a meal train and set up an Amazon holiday wish list for those looking to support them at this time. A community Facebook group and the Find Michael Vaughan website have more information about ways for support. Investigators also want to hear from anyone with information about Michael's disappearance. Submit tips to Crime Stoppers at 208-343-COPS, 208-343-2677, or email findmichael@fruitland.org. December 2, 2022. Suspect in abduction of 5-year-old Idaho boy believed to be in North Dakota. 5-year-old Michael Vaughan was last seen outside near his Fruitland, Idaho home on July 27, 2021. Police believe the boy was likely abducted. In a Facebook post Thursday, Idaho investigators say they believe there are 4 individuals involved in the abduction of Michael Vaughan. 2 of the individuals are already in custody, Sarah and Stacy Wondra. However, police say 30-year-old Brandon Shurtleff is currently believed to be in North Dakota and is needed for questioning. 32-year-old Adrian Lucien is also wanted for questioning and is believed to be in Toledo, Ohio. Fruitland police say they believe both Shurtleff and Lucien have first-hand knowledge of Michael's abduction. It's unclear where exactly in North Dakota Shurtleff is believed to be. Fruitland police strongly encourage Shurtleff and Lucien to contact detectives at 208-452-3000 as the window of time for talking is closing. A statement says 35-year-old Sarah Wondra is being held in jail for failing to report a death to law enforcement. 30-year-old Stacy Wondra, 30, is being held on unrelated charges. The Wondras live at 1102 Red Wing St in Fruitland and were living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Sarah and Stacy have first-hand knowledge of Michael's abduction, Fruitland police said Thursday. During the course of the investigation, police state they received credible information the remains of Michael Vaughan could be found in Wondra's backyard. On November 12, investigators say they began a methodical excavation of the backyard of Wondra's home. December 23, 2023 case prolonged for woman arrested in connection to Michael Vaughan's death. A Payette County judge on Friday reset Wundra's status hearing for January 23. Wundra is currently in the state hospital for mental health treatment. Sarah Wundra, the woman arrested for failure to report the death of then 5-year-old Michael Vaughan, will have her case set back another month while she is residing in a state hospital in Blackfoot. A Payette County judge prolonged her case further on Friday by issuing another status hearing, set for January 23 at 9 a.m. January 23, 2023 status conference reset for Fruitland. Woman accused of failing to report death of missing boy Sarah Wundra is accused of not reporting the death of Michael Vaughan. No major update in Payette County Court Monday in the case against the Fruitland woman accused of failing to report the death of missing boy Michael Vaughan. Sarah Wundra was not present at her status conference Monday morning and there was no update given on her mental competency. February 2, 2022 He's out there. Where is Michael Vaughan? It's not fair, Neil said. You've watched us for the past 545 days and you haven't said a damn word. We have to wait and wait and wait. Brandy Neal, the mother of missing Fruitland boy Michael Vaughan, sat in her living room on a cold January day wiping tears from her face. Neal moves to make another attempt, like she has done so many times before, pleading for the return of her 6-year-old blonde, blue-eyed son she calls Monkey. Please keep sharing his beautiful smile, beautiful face. He's out there somewhere and we need him home. Don't forget about him, Neil said. A week before, Neil picked up on the first ring to schedule an interview in order to keep Michael's face in the news. Things had gone quiet in the last few months. How are you? I'm upright. On that day in January, when Neil sat before the cameras, she sat next to Michael's monster trucks, his pictures, and his stuffed animals. A blanket with his face rested beside her on the couch. Occasionally, Neil would glance at his toys when speaking about her son, her eyes welling with tears. It's been over 500 days, she said, since her family has seen Michael. He went missing from his neighborhood in Fruitland, near Southwest 9th Street, on July 27, 2021. Neil counts every day that passes by. Neil just wants to hear Michael say, "I love you, Mama," one more time. It was the last thing she heard him say to her, she said between quiet sobs. Neil talks as she plays with her bracelets nervously, which have Michael's name printed on them. Someone still knows what happened that day, she said. It's not fair, Neil said. You've watched us for the past 545 days and you haven't said a damn word. We have to wait and wait and wait and still take care of our family. March 20, 2023 Sarah Wundra hearings continued to April. Judge cites transportation as reason for 2 of 4 extra weeks. Hearings regarding the sole person in custody in the case of a missing Fruitland boy were moved to April 17 to 18 during a status conference Monday in the Payette County Magistrate Court. Judge Brian Lee approved a 4-week delay of a plea hearing in the case of Sarah Wundra. March 20, 2023 Sarah Wundra hearings continued to April. Judge cites transportation as reason for 2 of 4 extra weeks. Hearings regarding the sole person in custody in the case of a missing Fruitland boy were moved to April 17 to 18 during a status conference Monday in the Payette County Magistrate Court. Judge Brian Lee approved a 4-week delay of a plea hearing in the case of Sarah Wundra. March 27, 2023 woman charged with failure to report the death of Michael Vaughan is ruled fit to proceed. Sarah Wundra was found fit to proceed in court by a state doctor. A judge signed off on it Monday morning. The woman charged with the failure to report the death of Michael Vaughan, the young boy who went missing from Fruitland in 2021, is now fit to proceed in court. Sarah Wundra, 35, was declared mentally fit to proceed in a hearing on Monday morning after being held at the state hospital in Blackfoot. She has been held in the state hospital since November of 2022. A Payette County judge said a recent Idaho Department of Health and Welfare report indicates a state psychologist recommended Wundra be able to continue in court proceedings. Neither the state or defense objected to the recommendation. The judge later signed off on the report based on the doctor's recommendations and will also sign an order transporting Wundra back to Payette County to be present for her upcoming status conference on April 17 and preliminary hearing on April 18. Wondra's defense plans to argue bond at the next hearing. Wondra was arrested November 12 at her home in Fruitland. She was one of the occupants of a house on Red Wing Street in Fruitland that investigators began searching a day earlier, after receiving a lead that came from what Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff called a very credible tip related to the disappearance of Vaughan, who was 5 years old when last seen in his Fruitland neighborhood in July of 2021. Police said they believed Vaughan's remains were located in the backyard at the Wondra's residence, but his body was never found after days of excavation. Police later announced the identities of 2 more people thought to have first-hand knowledge in the abduction of Vaughan: Brandon Shurtleff, 30, believed to be somewhere in North Dakota, and Adrian Lucien, 32, believed to be somewhere in Toledo, Ohio, or California. Shurtleff and Lucien were living in the Wondra's home at the time of Michael's disappearance. For an entire overview of the case, click here. Meanwhile, Michael Vaughan is still considered missing, and anyone with information that may help solve the case is encouraged to reach out. Submit tips to Crime Stoppers at 208-343-COPS, 208-343-2677, or email findmichael@fruitland.org.